Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Unwine Friday. It's your girl, Lissa Black, bringing you the heat with a little street.
And it's your girl, Marie Lewis, certified life and health coach, bringing you tools you can use. And
We are Sisters Edified. It almost look like it almost look like we in two different places.
Yeah, we two different places right now. So we're in the corner. Are you in the camera good enough?
I guess we got to see what the viewers see.
But I can do a little
There we go.
over like that, just to make sure you're in. You guys, we are in the corner of the house because we have toddlers over here and they are noisy and we're trying to stay away from the noise. So we moved to us a special corner to be as far away from kitty noise as possible. But we are parents of young children and they are around. So you probably will hear a little kid voice here and there. You guys, the craziest thing just happened when I was trying to go live. My phone just said SOS, shutting down, started alerting, the alarm went off. I'm thinking like, what is going on? Is it about to be a war? And then it called 911. And then 911 called me back. I'm like, they're like, you called 911? I'm like, no, my phone just did that on its own.
Like the phone just did the little alert thing and it started like, and then did a countdown and then it called 911. And then it blocked the mic and everything and blocked all the calls and it was going to block everything for like 2 hours.
2 hours. So it even blocked my live streaming. So I had to figure out a way to do it. I didn't know how to, guys. So I just like, I said, I only want to say the name because it's going to pop up. But I called out the little voice, the assistant on the phone to do it. And it happened fast. So that was good. But what are you guys unwinding with tonight? I am unwinding with my favorite H2O with some water tonight.
I had some my Chick-fil-A lemonade from earlier. I was unwinding with. What are you guys unwinding with? Comment below.
And you guys, in order for us to see your name, you have to accept the StreamYard. You only have to do it one time. Once you accept it, then it will show your name. Other than that, it will just say Facebook user. YouTubers don't have to do it because it just shows their name. But on Facebook, it makes you accept the app StreamYard so that we can see your name. Or it just say YouTube user. Or it say Facebook user.
So, guys, as you probably see from the title, guys, today we're kind of doing a Freestyle Friday.
Yeah, we're doing a Freestyle Friday, so we're going to talk about whatever topic you want to talk about. We're going to just talk about some stuff that we seen on Facebook and give our opinion on it, and you give your opinion on it. We just going to freestyle it. You know what I'm saying?
And because Facebook, when you on Facebook, you become like a certified expert in every subject suddenly. Because as soon as people on there, they're like, I don't know this is that. So obviously, I don't know if you've been not keeping up or maybe you've just been busy. But the latest thing again is R. Kelly situation. Part 3 has touched down.
So there's a part 3. That's what's happening. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought maybe you were just watching old what's name.
Part 3 is among us. So people are watching part 3 and they are coming up with probably new opinions, probably the same opinions. And everybody will have their own opinion. Like that's just what it is. But for me, I have been a bit disturbed on some of the comments that I've been seeing. Like people, mothers and adults, period, saying things like, I think he should be a free R. Kelly and he didn't do anything or whatever, just stuff like, them girls knew what they was doing and all this other stuff, and these people not locked up. Y'all, in our community, unfortunately, a lot of us have been groomed to be quiet, to sweep stuff under the rug, to not talk about certain things that has happened in our families. We've been made to keep quiet, and unfortunately, it has caused this acceptance almost of child molestation. And it's crazy to think about people saying like, oh well, and we got to guess the parents. He just had to get up here, huh? All right, we see you later.
That right there is Ethan, you guys. Say hi to Ethan. Ethan, say hi, everyone.
So I'm gonna get him down.
See, they got it to freestyle. That's our bad. I know you guys like a good freestyle. I know in the black community we like to get freestyle.
So yeah, so we've been made to feel like this is okay, or it's not a big deal, or somebody else did it, so why they not here and they not locked up. One pedophile does not make it okay for another pedophile
To be free.
to be free.
Thank you.
Because they didn't probably don't, because you guys don't feel like they got the charges right or whatever it is, does not mean he deserves to be free.
Because you know what? I was thinking about karma, you guys. Karma. So sometimes in life you do so much dirt that it's a time where you might. I know a couple people that they were not good people and they didn't did a lot of harmful things and they end up getting locked up for what people thought they were innocent for a crime, but they were guilty of a whole bunch of other crimes. I believe that's a lot to do with karma. How many of you guys believe in karma? And so with R. Kelly, they're feeling like the charges don't match, which the charges do match because some of the charges that he got, some of the charges that he got was child pornography. That is a correct charge because he was recording children and they probably found some child porn at his home, but it is very disturbing to me that people take up for that type of behavior just because their father or their uncle or because they was young and naive and might have talked to an older guy. It doesn't make it right. Me as a mother with young daughters, I don't want a 30-year-old coming to get my 14-year-old. I can remember being young, you guys, and thinking back from when the time I was young, no, I did not have the mind capacity on what I was doing. Did I talk to an older man? I did, but I was young and naive, and they should have knew better. Because it's called grooming. So it bothers me when people say free R. Kelly, like he should be out after all the damage that he caused and all the damage that we know that happens in our community. You know what I'm saying? Why free him? Free him for what?
It's crazy to me. But like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I sometimes when I think about an adult mind and a child mind, even I can remember feeling like I was so big and so grown at like 15. I thought I knew it. I thought I had made it. I thought I had arrived until I became older and I thought about my mindset and I thought about the things that I used to say and the things that people used to say. And then I thought about being a young adult. I can remember being like 20 years old. Y'all like, oh, you grown. Yeah, on paper I'm grown. But I can remember an adult grooming me and me not even realizing I was being groomed. And it could have been part because we were saying like it was a woman. And I'm like, just being totally oblivious to what's happening. Like this person is doing this, they doing this for me, they doing that for me. And me thinking like, oh, maybe this person just want to be helpful. And then of course Marie steps in like, look, you ain't paying attention close enough. Like nothing is free in this world. She's like, you in this world, what I had told her, she had kind of repeated to me, you either F or BF. And I'm like, no, it ain't like that. This is a lady. She just want to help. And I was buying the stuff she was telling me because she had did it so smoothly. I didn't even realize what was going on. And that was me as a young adult. So imagine a kid because they kids, period. Teen on the end, you're a child, period. So I can imagine the grooming that happens, and some of it's just unknown. And sometimes they make you feel in charge. A good manipulator will make you feel like you made the choice. They would groom you so good that you think you the player. You think you the grown up. You got it under control. So when when you start to think of these different things and these different scenarios, and people saying, "Oh, they knew what they were doing," yeah, sometimes you being wrong. You don't always know exactly what to do about it. Hi, welcome. But yeah, so it's like sometimes you being you being wrong, you being did wrong, and that don't necessarily mean you know exactly what to do about it. Absolutely. And who to go to, especially when everybody is trained in our community to sweep it under the rug, or don't talk about it, or don't embarrass the family, or you're gonna make us look bad. So in our community, a lot of
Getting
stuff is
blamed
bad.
for it,
Yeah.
or having nobody to talk to, so people don't talk about it because people in certain families they haven't opened the door for people to feel comfortable to talk about it. But ain't no, I just feel like it's like I know people like I'm gonna still listen to R. Kelly music. Me too.
You know,
But I don't feel like he should be free. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
If I listen to a song that might have been talking about a kid on there, no, I'm not gonna listen to that one. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm somewhere and I hear one of his hustles or something, I'm most likely gonna hustle.
We're gonna most likely we from Chicago. We're gonna most likely step in the name of love, but at the same time, a lot of his songs, if you watch the documentaries and you paid attention to what was actually being said, a lot of the songs was based off some of the little girls he had waiting in those rooms.
And then just because somebody else like they make it like a race thing, oh so and so, oh Elvis did it or this did it, it don't make it right. It don't matter who did it, it doesn't make it right for that to be your excuse of why you want R. Kelly locked up because Elvis never got locked up or somebody else never. It doesn't make it right. We live in a time now where they're making it people responsible for that act. And another thing that made me mad, well, why didn't they say nothing when they was younger? Why they just now coming out? Because they're bold enough to come out once they hit their 20s. And it made a law that once you get of age, you have up to 2 years to finally tell on a person who have molested you. It's a law. Once you hit adulthood, you have an opportunity to go after that person who abused you.
And my thing is for people to say why they didn't tell when they was younger. I'm a
same reason why you didn't tell.
Exactly. And as adults, a lot of us have not told. So don't sit up here and say why they didn't tell when they was younger. When we in our 30s, 40s, grown women, and still some stuff we have not told. It's still some stuff we have not spoke on because we scared or still feel like we may embarrass the family or we may put somebody in an uncomfortable situation. So don't sit there and say, oh, they should have told when they was younger. No, absolutely not.
I'm not going to accept it because my father might have talked to younger women. If he was alive right now, lock him up.
And I thought
dig him up and lock him up if we can. And I love my daddy, but him dating women, the young being 27, he was 27 years older than my mother, but at least my mother was of age. But then he had another woman that he was 20-some years old that wasn't of age, and it wasn't right. Period.
I don't care who it is. I'm never going to say it was right. It was okay. It's never okay. I say as a mother, and it scares me because I'm thinking like, what would be, what would be
I'm afraid for kids who have parents who feel like that's okay.
That's what scares
who
me.
feel like that behavior is okay.
Are you okay with
That's
that because maybe your kid's of age now, or are you okay with that because you would have let your daughter, your 16-year-old, date a 30-year-old or whatever? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe it's something we missing. Like, please let us know if it's something we missing here, because I'm not letting my 16-year-old date nobody, or at least definitely not no 30, 40-year-old, 25, 28, whatever it is. Like, that's just not gonna happen for me.
Because what do you guys feel about the new
R. Kelly? Have you watched it? I have not watched it yet.
I just been seeing the free R. Kelly.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't care.
But in the black community, they say free anybody. They sons can go out and murder 10 people, and they say,
"Ma'am, your son is a monster."
No, they have to pay. They have to pay their dues. Yeah, they live that life. You got to pay your dues. Freedom for what?
Yeah,
so they can keep terrorizing the community.
I don't know if we blinded, if we lenient, if we. I just don't even know the term. Sometimes it's embarrassing because, like she said, like people, kids, uncles, dad be monsters. They've been to terrorize the community, rape people, kill people, rob people, beat old ladies, and they talk about free him, screaming free him till he's free. I hope they never free him. I hope they burn the key. Because it is crazy when I see that. It's like free him, and you know some of the history that person did. You like, absolutely not. Burn the key.
Still raising hell.
Still raising hell. Like, ma'am, if you want a free person, raise them to be so. Raise them in a way that they should go. And even if they not, like, wrong is wrong. Like, why are we okay with?
It's just like, you know what? Now we're going, because we freestyle. I'm gonna switch the topic from that. and talk about like the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez thing. Like our community, everybody was against her. Oh, he shouldn't be locked up. She's lying. How she's lying, and they had all the evidence in front of you guys.
That's crazy what we do to each other.
But it is like he shot that girl in her foot. He has a background of assault and aggressiveness. He just beat up what's the dude name? Augustina. And then Ladden said he wasn't there. Thank God it was a camera there.
And it's crazy. You know what I just thought about in that moment was in the documentary, back to R. Kelly thing, in his documentary, I'm just going to use this as a segue. A lady said people knew what he did, what he was doing, but nobody cared because it was Black women. But if he was in a different community, in a different setting, this would have ended a long time ago. Now, my thing is, if they don't care about us and we don't care about us, who's going to care about us? If I see Black women on here saying, free him because they knew, or because of this, or because they were old enough, because their parents gave it to them.
And the parents of all of them should be held accountable.
Who's going to stand up for us? That's why we are in a lot of the situations we are in because of that mindset. You expect them to free us? You expect them to care about us? We knew 100+ years ago that wasn't the case. But if we can't care about us,
go upstairs now.
If we can't care about us, nobody's gonna care about us. Like, I just don't understand. Like, if people would say, like, maybe I think his charges is wrong, I could probably say that's different. Maybe he didn't deserve 30 years. Okay. Let's talk about it. Yes, so I'm just saying, let's talk about it. But to say free him, no. If his charge is wrong, if they need to add charges, if they need to take away a charge, I'll hear you out on that. But free him, when we all seen the tape or a snippet of the tape of the kid. Then my son. Like it's just crazy, some of the conversations that I've seen being had. Like, we seen the tape or a snippet.
One thing that I love though is the new generation.
Yes.
The new generation, I love them. They totally against. I love it. They not in for hire and nothing. They not gonna allow their kids to be taken advantage of. They're not allow themselves to be taken care of. I love the attitude that they have. I love the freedom of speech that was not taken away from them like it was taken away from us by our parents saying something disrespectful, forcing us to respect pedophiles, victimizing them.
Bring them right back around.
Then we gotta, yes sir, yes sir. That's why my kids don't have to say yes sir and yes ma'am, and I don't say yes sir and yes ma'am. And then I always see people say, in the community used to can whoop all the kids. It should go back to that. No, because in the community they were abusing kids, putting fear in them, beating them so they could take advantage of them. A lot of that was going on. They don't talk about that part right there. So no, ain't no community gonna beat my kids or none of that.
And Karen, another thing that I practice in my household or with my kids is you can tell on anybody. Nobody's exempt.
I open the door for everybody.
Nobody's exempt. And then because I went through a situation where I was letting my kids know if something happened, tell me. And then my mother-in-law, she old school, she an older woman, obviously. And my son would come to tell me something that she did, and she was like, don't tell on me. And I said, look, wait, let me tell you something. My children are allowed to tell on everybody because I don't want nobody excluded. Because if you mix that up, anybody can say, don't tell on me, and now they can't tell on you. No, they're going to tell on you like they can tell on me, like they can tell on their dad, like they can tell on anybody else. You are not excluded.
And one thing that I noticed too, and y'all, I'm guilty of this too. Like when a little kid said, when you say, give me a hug or a kiss or something, like mother or nephew, and he says, no, like we should respect that. No, we should not force them. And I'm guilty because I'm like, you don't tell me no, get over here, give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? But I'm slowly getting there because I want them to know that their no should be respected. So when we force them to give us hugs and give us kisses and things like that, we kind of open the door for somebody else to force them into something else. So allow our kids, and let's respect our kids when they say no. If they don't feel like you're giving a hug or a kiss, especially our little ones, our toddlers. We have a comment here. It says, yes, us blacks need to care about other blacks more. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got to be better in our community at uplifting each other, supporting each other, and respecting each other. We don't have a lot of respect in our community. The only time we feel like we're going to respect somebody if we feel like they have made it, if they have arrived, if they're in a different position. So, absolutely. But for me, just to go back to what Marie was saying, I am huge on respecting my children. No, ever since my kids was little, if they say no, nope, you can't hug them. Nope, you can't pick them up. He said no, and he meant no, because I can see, I know my children. And even now, for my kids, when they're trying to hug their cousins say no, he said no. You're gonna respect this no. And I've been so big on that now. My kids are firm on their no's. And when somebody don't, they go, respect my no. I said no, respect my no.
Respect my no.
So be intentional with that with your children, because that set boundaries.
Because I see people say, protect black men, protect black. I do believe in that. Protect the black man and the black women who need to be protected. I'm not protecting a pedophile. I'm not protecting a women abuser, a child abuser. I'm not protecting a thief. I'm not protecting a bank robber. I'm not protecting nobody that's out there doing crime. I want y'all to know right now. No, I don't like thieves. Thieves cause the cost of living to go up, things to go up. So I don't buy from thieves. I don't want no thieves at my house because I'm a free spirit. So I leave stuff everywhere. I just don't. So I don't support nothing that I don't believe in. If you buy from a thief, you support stealing.
Absolutely.
So I don't.
Y'all making me mad. Tell you them folks to stay out of Walmart stealing, please.
Man, y'all seen it? 200 people. I think it was down South
Carolina. Like a flash mob of stealing.
They had to create a group or something on Facebook to get 200 people. And what was said, it was all black people too.
And it's like, it's crazy. And then they wonder why people look at you different or sideways. But still, it's like, it only affects us honest people, period. No matter what your color is. Mm-hmm. It affects anybody who honest, who going in there paying for stuff because the prices go to raise, stores go to close. You might have to travel out farther. And then you're going to be treated like crap. Because then they see
because of you things that we don't have a dot anymore.
And
the rainbows here
in our city. We don't have rainbows.
And timber low because y'all kept stealing and they had to shut down.
Yeah, so true. Because I remember the lady. I remember talking to her, and she said they just keep stealing. I can't.
And that was a black-owned store over there. They kept running in her store stealing.
That was crazy.
Talking about support.
I hate it. I hate it too. Charlotte Russe, the original one, because this new one is giving very much rummage sale every time.
Well, yeah, I do too. When people take without paying for stuff,
I hate it. Right. Oh my goodness, I hate it. Like when I see somebody trying to steal, I be like, we not standing with that.
No, I'm standing with that. I pay for I don't have a problem with paying for my stuff. You know what? Even my kid take something out the store, I walk them right back in the store to hand it back.
Yes, I did that for I was so mad.
I think that is okay because once you let them take something, then they're gonna keep taking stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh no, we didn't pay for that. I told you no in the store. You gonna tuck it and bring it out anyway. Now we going back in so you can hand it back.
Right, so you got to definitely treat, and all together, you got to teach your children right from wrong. Honestly, guys, and still your teenagers, y'all, I promise y'all, these new teenagers don't know. I don't know if we ain't taught them the same. It's some stuff that was missing. If they was more than sheltered, or maybe we sheltered them a lot.
I think they was sheltered before they had things that we didn't have.
And we try to make them like I know, like a lot of people in our generation is like, I want my kids to have what I never had, and I ain't want to whoop them, and because I've been whooped her. But y'all created.
Well, I didn't want to whoop my kids because I didn't want to beat them. Because I came from authoritarian upbringing, and some of the stuff that I went through, I didn't want to do, and it was instilled in me. So I would get angry too fast, too disciplined, and I didn't want to cause trauma. So I would withdraw from until I learned how to control my emotions and discipline properly, like doing punishments or being able to give a spanking without, not out of anger, but out of, you know, in a learning way.
Yeah.
You know, you did this, you know.
Yeah, but in doing so, guys, a lot of our teenagers are very, very naive, very, very underprepared for the world. They easy to convince, they easy to follow, especially in a world where trends are a thing. Because following is really now a trend, if you think about it. And so following is huge in our generation. So our kids are following these
Now,
trends.
this might be going off track. So somebody was like, oh yeah, we freestyle. So somebody asked me, do I wax everywhere? I was like, no, I don't. I'm an 80s baby. I'm all natural everywhere. And it's like, well, you know, that's not trending right now. I said, I don't follow trends. What are you talking about? Because the minute they say, okay, everybody get a bush back, everybody gonna have a bush back. I follow what I feel like doing and what's comfortable for me. So don't come to me talking about I should wax my whole body because it's a trend.
That's what's scary about our world.
What I want to do is winter time and I'm a black bear.
See, but that's what I'm saying. My thing is trends are scary, guys. We got to break our kids from following trends because following trends is following the leader. That's what it is. And they're doing dangerous things and they getting into dangerous situations and they easily grown and easily, you know, just
they break down because I have a lot of, because you guys, I'm a director at a cosmetology school, a family-owned cosmetology school. And so I have a lot of young people who come in my office and they're so fragile. They can break down under just a little bit of pressure. You know, it takes a lot for me to break down. But they can just really, really just break down under a lot of pressure. So yeah, we got to make them stronger somehow. You know, I'll be like, my kids never had to fight, and I don't want them to have to fight, but I do want them to know how to fight and protect themselves. So it's like, how do you teach them how to fight and protect themselves if they never have to fight? Because you be scared, because I see videos where kids just let people hit on them, and I hate when I see people do that, because why hit somebody who's not fighting back? But how do we teach our kids to protect themselves when we move them to places where, you know, they never had to fight under our protection, but then they get out in the world where they do have to fight, but now they don't have the tools to fight.
They don't have the tools to use, Marie.
They don't have the tools to use. So I'm trying to figure out ways to teach the young kids that didn't have to come up in the community. Because, you know, in the communities that we grew up in, we had big families. Every family had like 8, 5, 6, 7, 10 kids in a household. So we were in a community where we would battle against each other. We had to fight going to school, fight on the church bus, everywhere. My kids never experienced that. So when they do come up against somebody who still lives in that way, they don't know what to do.
Now, yeah. And parents, you all got to be attentive. Our parents, when they wasn't attentive, it wasn't as dangerous. Right, we'll walk off, we'll go to the store, we come back, maybe we'll get in a scuffle, maybe we'll take some from the store. But in our world today, it's so much more at the fingertips. These trends, they blacking out, they doing blackout challenges, they doing things on TikTok that's harming them. They sells the kids.
Did you guys see the video with the young man who the boy, his friend brought him home on the porch? He was dying. They had to resuscitate him from a drug overdose. We have to be attentive to our kids, what they're smoking on, what they're doing. Because then I just seen something I didn't know people do. I think it was lighter fluid they was putting inside the thing, huffing it.
On the
Silent Twins. It's a movie about Silent Twins.
I think that's what it's called. I don't
know, but I think so much stuff that we have to educate ourselves on in order to protect our kids. Because if we allow ourselves to be naive, then we allow them to be naive, and then they run into something that they don't know that's dangerous, that could take their life or change their life.
They just try it, like on our knees. We were so mad at her, and because they think if somebody they love and they supposed to trust give them something, it's okay to try it. And she got a date from her sister, and she tries it. But I know some people like her sister, but it's her half sister. But still her sister, but I know they didn't grow up in a house together. Right, but the thing is, they didn't grow up in a house together, so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying the way I'm saying it. So she gave her a vape pen, and she don't know what's in it. I guess. I mean, she couldn't know what's in it. She just tried it because her sister gave it to her, and we happened to catch wind of it. And I'm like, no, that's how people get addicted to stuff. It's trying
But I
stuff.
do understand that young kids are going to try stuff because I tried stuff. I tried marijuana when I was younger. I didn't like the way it makes me feel, so I don't do it. And so I know they're going to try stuff, but it's so much dangerous stuff because we didn't have fentanyl. It existed, but it wasn't a trend. It wasn't popular on the street when I was out. I didn't have to worry about nobody soaking marijuana and fentanyl or putting it in pills and things like that when I was growing up. Because our kids are dying at a high rate from opiates, like really high rate from opiates. If you do the research,
Like it's crazy because back then we aging ourselves. Back then, like we didn't have the internet. We didn't get to see all the things that we get to see and be desensitized and be.
And we didn't have crystals and all that different stuff. We had homegrown background weed that when you got high, everybody laughed and had a good time. Now people be zombied out. I don't even like hanging with people who get high because they just zone out and they be boring.
It'd be just like the commercials. Remember the commercials? They used to be flat on the couch. After they get done smoking, everybody's just flat on the couch. I hated it. But yes, guys, this is our Freestyle Friday. I hope you picked up some gems. We don't want to be respectful of your time. We are 30 minutes in, guys. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us for Unwine Friday. We just wanted to get on here and kind of freestyle because I know we always come with a topic. But we just kind of wanted to kick it a little bit.
Thank you for those who commented back. You guys drop us a topic for next week so we can research it, a topic that you want to discuss. And if you want to come on and give your opinion, I'll send you a link and you can come on with us and we can talk about it. Let's have some guests. Send a link, a topic that we can talk about and discuss that can educate the community, the parents, people about something. You guys, let's do this. Guys, we thank you for joining us. We love you guys. Like Melissa said, hope you got some gems. Everything we said was our opinion. You have a right to your opinion. That's why I love people because we all different and we all have different opinions. I love having conversations so that we can all, collect some gems from each other.
We can have conversations and we don't even have to agree with each other, but we can be okay with that. We adults, you know what I mean? You don't even always agree, but you don't have to. I can still love you and not agree with you. But thank you guys so much for joining us for Unwine Friday. As always, if you have a topic that you would like to discuss, you feel free to inbox myself or Marie. You can drop it in the comments or in our group we have. We will do the research for you and bring it before you. Thank you so much for joining us for Unwine Friday.
Yeah. And don't free our Kelly.